Good morning. Sergeant First Class Reginald Knight retired, reporting. Well, the march to authoritarianism picked up the pace yesterday as Newark, New Jersey Mayor Ras Baraka was arrested by ICE Gestapo thugs during a peaceful protest. His only intention was to check out the conditions of the ICE facility and to check on a citizen under his charge. But that was way too much for the Trump administration to bear. As we are hearing reports coming out of Miami, among other places, of the deplorable conditions that detainees are enduring in ICE facilities. This just takes me back to my video yesterday when I mentioned the Pope had some black heritage. And this guy's like, well, don't start that nonsense. You know, excuse me, I'm about to say something inappropriate. You don't fucking tell me what to say on my page because, first of all, I have 16 nations running through my veins, according to Ancestry DNA. No one has anything to say when I'm talking about Italians, when I'm talking about Irish, when I'm talking about Mr. Abrego, who's from El Salvador. But as soon as you bring up black issues, they want to become offended. You can take that outrage and shove it as far up your ass as you can. Because when I'm talking about white people, I'm talking about me. When I'm talking about black people, I'm talking about me. When I'm talking about Hispanics, I'm talking about me. Because all those nationalities run through my veins. Okay, now we got that straight. Let's keep it rolling. This march to authoritarianism is not going to stop. They're going to continue to push the envelope, ignore the Constitution. And I've said before, the only reason his orange fat ass is sitting in the Oval Office right now is because of that Constitution. That is the only document that gives him any authority to do anything. But it's not a one-sided deal. You can Google it yourself, but the executive branch does not issue checks out to department heads. It does not stop funds already allocated by Congress not to be deployed because it's something that he doesn't particularly like. You see, the entire idea of democracy is that we lead by example, we win by majority, but the minority falls in line, and as long as it's legal, as long as it's ethical, we do what we have to do until there is a better solution. But the Trump administration wants to apply a sledgehammer to every single possible outcome. Right now, the trade dedication is in Geneva, Switzerland, attempting to put on a show that they are negotiating with the Chinese. I've heard on good authority the Chinese were there for 2 hours, didn't like what the Trump people had to say, and walked out. Because they are in no position to demand anything from the Chinese. Unlike the U.S., the Chinese don't owe any nations money. They have taken those contracts that they have canceled in America and given them to the Australians, to the Canadians, to the Mexicans, to the Iranians. So they continue to make money, which are tariff-free, by the way. And Donald Trump continues to lie to you, stoke racial division, and continue to break the law. So I'll make you a deal. If you don't like what I'm saying on my page, you are free to unfollow me. Because if I don't have one follower, that's okay. I'm going to continue to speak in truth. I'm going to continue to speak in power. Because right now we need someone to do it. I am buoyed by the fact that there are some Democratic leaders that are finally waking up and they are speaking their truths to power. I like what I saw during those congressional hearings over the week with, KKK Barbie Nome and her dealings with FEMA and ICE. But we cannot stop talking just because we make people uncomfortable. I will not stop just because people are uncomfortable. If you think you're uncomfortable by me telling you a truth, imagine how I feel having to deal in that truth. Sergeant First Class Reginald Knight, retired, reporting. If you like my videos, please like, share, and follow me on YouTube. Have a great Mother's Day.